Good morning everyone, my name is Céline, a 23 years old architect living in Algeria, and today I'm going to present to you the concept behind my graduation project. My research study was about the valuation of the Qasbah of Algiers. It's the citadel of the capital city in Algeria and the traditional quarter clustered around it. In 1992, the UNESCO proclaimed the Qasbah of Algiers as a World Cultural Heritage Site. This heritage is unfortunately being devastated. As you can see it on this picture, the buildings in red and orange, and which represent about 70% of the urban structure, are those in danger of collapsing. When houses fall down, no procedure is taken to free the space from its debris. Rightfully, the ruins turn into a junkyard. The streets and alleys daily taken by the inhabitants are most frequently closed and blocked by those debris. And it is worth to note that at the Qasbah of Algiers, houses are built in a way so that each building supports the structure of the one next to it. Accordingly, in case a house falls down, all the urban block around it risks the same tragedy. And as you can see on this chart, the houses that are still solid are those conserved by the owners or by the government and local authorities. Indeed, these latter do support the preservation of houses and historical monuments. Certainly, one would wonder why not all the urban structure is preserved at the Qasbah of Algiers. The reason is that it is not easy to intervene everywhere in this historical site. Logically, one would also ask why it is so hard to intervene there and rehabilitate. The main reasons are lack of space to install construction sites, narrow streets and hard accessibility, and the absence of emergency houses. What we need, thus, are some practical solutions that would solve more than one problem at a time. And here comes my humble idea to remedy the situation. First, to free up spaces to install rehabilitation sites. How are we going to do that? It's by using the debris of the decaying houses and recycle them so as to make new bricks. These bricks would be used in the rehabilitation of houses. And this is how the idea of rupture came to me. It is the combination of the French words rue, which means street, and rupture, that has the same meaning in English. The concept is to cut with the sad picture of the streets always blocked by the remains of decaying houses, free the space, and build a much nicer and cleaner landscape. Now we are going to move and explain how my recycling process works. First of all, we sort the debris found on the site in two categories. One category groups all those building materials that can still be used as they are not deteriorated, and another that in which we can find all those building materials that I can recycle to make new bricks. And then we make experiments to determine the nature of those materials, but also the appropriate additives to be used in the formula of the bricks. After that, we shape them using specific molds that exert pressure on the earth brick so that it becomes denser and more solid. After the curing and drying steps, the bricks are tested to verify their resistance but also other properties. The whole process was meant to be as simple as possible so that it could be followed on the construction sites. Actually, it was inspired from the traditional building methods. Currently, my goal is to help local associations to clean the spaces around their houses and continue my research study in order to test earth-cooked bricks. My actual results are being applied on an ancient house that belongs to a private owner, and in order to determine the appropriate procedure to rehabilitate this house, a laser scanner is being used. It enables us to make indoor leveling, aligning, squaring, and plumb applications. The final images would help us diagnose the building deeply and make more precise measurements, so that we could determine where to use the recycled bricks. Thank you so much for your attention, and in hopes to receive feedback from you, never forget that we can always recycle, rebuild, and repeat.